Welcome to 2 Cents Worth. What you're about to hear is this bloke's 2 cents worth, so I'm going to put my 2 cents worth in, but more of the truth. So here we go. I'll play this video and pause and speak as we go.
Now, what was that noise? Stop harassing people out there. Stop causing lies and bullshit. Stop putting my shit on private. I've got to go over my shit all the time, people, because clips got them on it. Right? These people are doing it. I've got a clip of them saying that they've got hackers and shit.
As you can hear, apparently he's talking about someone who's harassing him and stuff like that. The only issue he's got really with people, as far as I know, is the people that move in next door to him, which currently is me and my wife and our kids. So he also says that I'm harassing him, stalking him, I've got hackers, rah rah. Who's harassing and stalking? So this is how the story goes. We've been living here for about 5 years now, and I don't know, maybe about 6 months to a year of living here. This neighbour decides to start, well, that's roughly when he decided to make his YouTube channel, which I've worked out by now, and he can say it's not the reason or anything, but he's been filming people secretly to get content. He has no idea about the law and where you can and can't film. Where our units are, it's housing homes, but they're also a private entity, meaning that it's private property from the footpath back in. Anything out on the road, that's all public. Down the street, that's public. A privately owned business, that's private. Supermarkets, public. The library, public. Anything that's paid for by the taxpayers, it's all public where you're allowed to film. But you cannot film on private property, whether it's your neighbours or, So he's filmed elderly people at their front door without their knowledge, not even telling them that he's actually recording the conversation, even though it's a pathetic, stupid, it's not worth posting stuff like that. It's just about a computer, a laptop that he got off this old bloke that used to live next door. But I've seen the video, I've screen recorded it, just to prove that in the future about how he claims that everyone's harassing him, stalking him, but he's the one with the camera. He's the one who goes out looking for content. So on this occasion when he filmed the old bloke, he had the phone in his pocket, and you can literally see in this old bloke's home what he owns, what his TV, everything, all the private stuff that isn't meant to be seen by the public unless he's given his consent to be recorded. He does it a lot. He does it to people when he calls. He says he's going to be recording them or whatever, and they say, yeah, it's fine, but he doesn't mention he's putting them on YouTube, which is against the law. You cannot put people on social media via video, if it's an interview or something like that, but unless they've signed a contract or anything like that to have it released on a media platform, being social media, hence the word media in it. I'm getting a little bit carried on, but I'm trying to explain a little bit about what this moron's like. So when it comes to the harassment and stuff, like, the one who films people is the one harassing. I don't go up to him with the camera filming him. There's been a couple of occasions where I have actually, when, like Annie says, that you'll hear in this further in the clip about harassment on noise complaints and etc. etc. We live in units. We're very close together. So there is noise restriction laws and stuff like that in certain times, but It also depends on the area that you're living in. So if you're in a confined area, very close, units are connected to each other, it doesn't matter what time of the day. If that noise is interfering into the private life of that neighbour, they're well within their rights to report a noise complaint. Again, he says he knows the law, he says he knows all this stuff, but clearly doesn't know the law. You'll see down the further, and once I do some more videos on him, you'll slowly see what I'm talking about is true. But I'll play a little bit more and we'll go from there.
Yeah, right? I've got clips about all this shit they do. They've obviously put it on private so they can go out there in the background again and go, look, he's...
Sorry, that's it. He also says that I've messing with his shit and putting it on private. He's admitted to multiple people on his channel that this video has gone on private, or I have to put this video on private because the demons or the devils can't be seen. But he's now blaming someone else putting these videos in his private section on YouTube. How's the conspiracy, eh? It's a bit loony, but yeah.
Getting rid of it, he must have something he's hiding. I didn't get rid of nothing. They fuck with my energy, people. They touch my shit. They put me in this hole. They've got police on their side if I go to whinge about them, right?
Now he says he's got the police on their side. Well, yeah, they kind of do when the victim should have the police on their side. Not the person, the offender. Lefty brains. What do you do? So he expects the police to be on his side instead of the people that have got an IVO against him, because of the stuff he's done. He's literally, and has admitted to multiple people, but they, for some reason, his followers believe all the crap he says. But he's literally attacked their garage with a chainsaw, all over taking a sign down off a pole. He says he's all about righteous law. I understand if someone went at him with a knife, or the neighbour went at him with a knife, or some sort of a weapon to instigate him to bring out his chainsaw and go havoc on their garage. But to do it over someone removing a cardboard sign off a power pole, that's a bit extreme, don't you think?
These people harass people and get other people into trouble too while they're harassing you, because it's part of harassing you, right? So I'll be telling my friends, and if they end up approaching these people, that's not my fault, because they're getting into the...
He also says that we're the ones that threaten him and that. As you can hear right there, he's clearly just made a threat. He has these friends that are gonna do something, pretty much.
Story, and they're seeing how they bullshit and do trick.
And if they do something, and that it's not his fault, well, he's just saying that he's going to be showing these people all these videos, which is going to, in turn, make them go and do something to the victims.
Right? Anyway, good luck out there, people. Obviously, they like enemies. Hopefully, these new friends of mine are not cowards, right? Like my mother, like the police, like other people that have asked to face this demon. I will show you videos of...
It's funny he's calling his mum a coward. I wonder if she knows the stuff that he says about her on his YouTube channel. He said some pretty nasty stuff towards his mum, but then demands her to help him against his neighbour. He demands her to go and hand in IVO paperwork that he wants to put against that neighbour because he won't do it himself. Or his partner. he demands. If you watch some of his videos, you can tell he's a narcissist. It's clear as day.
What it does, how to tax people with disability, all these things, how it causes incidences, and how they harass constantly to cause those incidences. Right? So good luck out there, people, and hopefully they will stay on until the point is sorted, right? Between me and the devil and the system, and how these people are harassing people like with noise complaints because they just don't like that.
And there it is. As I said earlier about the noise complaints. So I'll explain a little bit about the noise complaints. As I said, that we live in units, very close by. They're a little bit older now since the noise complaints. This stuff happened about 3 years ago, I'd say. Excuse me. But we had a newborn child that sleeps in our bedroom in the cot. We put our newborn child to bed roughly 4:30, 5:30, in between there. Depends on the day. As a newborn needs about 14 hours sleep every night. But this bloke uses a disease that he can't prove he actually has. The only thing he ever says is he's got his medical certificates, but there's no proof of medical records. He's even said that a hospital couldn't even diagnose him with this disease. But he's also whinging and whining that he lost his license from marijuana for driving on drugs. Well, it was in his system at least. He might not have had it that day, but it was still in his system. Excuse me, yeah. But out of all the research I've done about cystic fibrosis, you shouldn't be smoking to begin with cystic fibrosis. He's also very active, like he goes up in his roof. That's another area where cystic fibrosis sufferers should not be. Up in dusty areas, stuff like that. But the biggest one is, why would you smoke if you got a lung condition? But in the end, he also has a whinge that I don't believe that he has cystic fibrosis. Well, I don't have to. I don't have to believe anyone. There's people out there that turn around and say that they're paralysed, and then behind the scenes they get out of that wheelchair and start walking around. Are you automatically supposed to believe someone when they say that they've got something or done something? Well, no. That's stupid, really, to just take someone's word for things. I'll play a bit more.
You get that, people? I've had this harassment in every single sector, right? And this is their latest sector, to harass and bully me and to make up some sort of shit to get their goal. Sad creatures they are. As far as I'm concerned, this creature that is attacking me and the other creatures work for the system, don't they? He's an undercover sucker. And if
now he says that we make up shit to get him in trouble. Well, these days, video evidence is the perfect evidence, yeah? Now, my family's got an IBO against him. For us to get those IBOs, we've got to have the evidence. He's been breached on a lot of stuff and breaching the IBOs because I've got video evidence of him actually doing it. Go figure. One of them was, and he says that I go to instigate things with him. Well, the breaches that he's done, I've either been going to work or something, and he's come out ranting and raving and carrying on like he's the king, as he says in a lot of videos. And that, well, yeah, I'm getting a little bit shaky on it. I'm sick of. I really don't like talking about him. It's yeah, he's a disgusting human being. He's actually not a human being, because if you watch some of his videos, he thinks he's well, he calls us people like us humans, or you humans, as if he's from another planet. He does believe he's some sort of god. He does believe that he's the second Jesus, or he's the next Jesus. But yeah, alright, I'll play the rest of this and we'll wrap this up until I can calm my nerves a bit more. As I've said, especially in my bio on my channel, that I'm new to this. I'm not normally a speaker. I don't really care much about what goes on in life. I just live my life, really, or try to just live my life. I don't need to worry about other people's issues or problems, really. I've got my own family to look after. I don't have to worry about, or should have to look after anyone else, but that's just me. Everyone's different. But I will eventually open up, I suppose, and get used to speaking about this, because it's been going on for 5 years now, and I'm pretty much tired of it. He goes on about the justice system being corrupt and all that stuff. Well, in a way, yeah, he's right on that one, because the amount of times he's been breached after everything he's done, cutting up our garage with a chainsaw, still being able to live next door, that's violence towards someone. Yeah, and still be able to live next door. He's threatened to stab my kids and still living next door. So I've had enough. He wants to continue. He keeps breaching IBA by talking about me on his channel. So why should I care? So that's why I'm starting to do these videos.
I want to make sure that all bad guys know bad undercover people. You know what I call a bad undercover person? A bad guy that works.
So now I'm an undercover cop. Shit, I don't think he'd be sitting next door if I was an undercover cop. He'd be in jail by now.
The cops, that's a bad guy. Just as bad, if not badder, than the bad guys they set up. Right? And lock up. God can't stand these creatures. They're highly sinners. And see you later.
Yeah. So there you go. That's just one of many that I will be doing. As I said, I will get my nerves together one day. But yeah, I'm getting a bit lost for words now, so I'll leave it at that, and until next time, see yous.